Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WePlay Dota 2 League, Season number 2. I am LD.
And I'm Gods, and we've got ourselves into Phase 2 of the tournament, so looking forward to, I guess not technically the playoffs action, but it's the second group stage, and some great matches ahead of us for our next few days.
You can sort of look at it like a playoff. Half of the teams are going to be eliminated, so it gets pretty tough from here, and every game matters in this stage. It's GSL-style groups, a format I personally love. If you win your first 2 matches in a row, you move on as first place in your group. We are currently locked in it now in Group A. We're going to start things off today with Empire versus RoX.KiS. The winner of this match moves on to play the winner of our next match. Our next match is going to be, oh boy, this is what I'm excited for. Alliance versus Speed Gaming. Eternal Envy looking for some revenge.
Yeah, and these 8 teams we've made to the second group stage, there's like no gaps. This is the top 8 Western teams. The only team who you may notice is maybe missing is Fnatic, who didn't make it out of Group D. They lost to RoX.KiS. So you've got Speed, Alliance, Empire, RoX.KiS, Evil Geniuses, Na'Vi, Mouse Sports, and Team Liquid. By Mouse Sports, it's the Mouse Quantic Flipside mixed team. It's not going to be the new Mouse lineup, which is apparently going to be the new Synderen roster. But it's to me the strongest 8 teams in the West right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you would say Fnatic has maybe the bigger name recognition, but they have not been performing up to what we'd expect from them as of late. So with that being said, the draft for Game 1 of this best of 3 is underway. We'll get into it now. It's Empire versus Teams RoX.KiS. This is a best of 3. The loser of this series is not eliminated from Group A, but they do drop down, and will face the loser of Alliance versus Speed, formerly Rattlesnake and formerly Kaipi.
All right. Well, Empire is sort of the team who I'd say have been kind of pretty hot lately. They did finish 3rd at Starlight, but that's 3rd behind Na'Vi and Alliance. I think apart from those 2 teams, they're to me like one of the most impressive teams in the Western scene currently. They're very stable. They're picking really smart. They're playing just great all around Dota. They took a game off of Alliance as well. They took a game off Na'Vi, I believe it was. So they beat Na'Vi in Game 1 in the winner bracket, then lost the next 2 games. So they're still competing with these Na'Vi's Alliances, even though if they're not beating them.
Yeah, Empire and actually faced RoX.KiS at the Starlighter LAN, and they crushed them. 2-0, beat them around 30 minutes both games, which is pretty damn fast and convincing. It was really never up for debate, and both teams, looking at the drafts from that Starlighter, we saw here is like Doom, Silencer, Batrider, Bounty Hunter, a lot of single target heavy heroes, Bane, kind of your classic CIS heroes, and Chen was a pick as well. This time around, the one thing we did not see was Troll. Troll was banned out both of those games. This time around, Empire gets their hands on him, and they get Elder Titan. This is probably the ideal 1-2 punch to deal with a Lifestealer. Sure, he's raged. Who cares? You've got Natural Order and all the attack speed from a Troll, and if you get one bash, this Lifestealer is absolutely going to melt. So Empire so far, to me, very solid draft, but at the same time, considering it's kind of the new style of drafting, but at the same time, you RoX.KiS, Batrider, Lifestealer, Chen. What's not to love with that? So both teams with a pretty interesting approach.
Yeah, the Elder Titan, Troll, Warlord, really the 2 heroes that rose to fame over the past couple of months as new heroes.
No Centaur.
No Centaur.
Sad to say.
Moline will be upset. He really likes Centaur.
Do you remember when he first came out with his ult and it was super imba? What was it? It had like a ridiculously low cooldown, and he nerfed it quite a bit, right?
It got nerfed quite a bit, but that reminded me a lot of like Spirit Break and pub games. Everyone complains about it, but it's not
it was
really that imba necessarily.
If it had like, I can't remember what the cooldown was, but it was low enough that you could just spam it whenever you wanted to. So
it was
anytime
really
your team
short
gets
cooldown,
ganked, you can
and
just
it
run
also
away.
stunned. It wasn't at 100 like that 100% slow or whatever it is now. So it was a different kind of.
I think it still stuns.
The Centaur ulti? No, it doesn't stun you.
You sure? Okay.
Yes, I say that tentatively, but I'm.
I'll let you double check that in Dota 2.
I'm 95% sure it does not actually stun you, or more so.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I have not cast any Centaur games since he came out, but on that note, we can look at the draft a little more. The draft pretty well underway at this point. I do find these bans quite interesting for RoX.KiS. They have banned Abaddon, Doom, and Clockwork. Very targeted bans against Empire. Empire specifically used Doom to great success versus RoX.KiS in the previous series. So, interesting ban for them, and especially if you're going to run a 1-core lineup, you really do need to ban Doom, because otherwise, it doesn't matter how far behind they are. If they Doom your Lifestealer, you just have no damage. Not with this RoX.KiS lineup. So, they removed the Doom from the pool. Now they also removed the Silencer. Again, another hero used very effectively against RoX.KiS at Starladder. It was a Doom Silencer combo. They gave them all sorts of issues. So RoX.KiS, they don't want to get burnt by that same combo again. They will ban them both out. But of course, I still like Empire's draft, all things considered. Elder Titan
Yeah.
Troll Warlord is just a very strong base to build from.
I think the other reason I really like watching Empire play lately is that they'll use these unconventional heroes, like a support silencer. They're running the jungle doom. They're picking these heroes which are definitely viable, but just heroes that normally get overlooked for the more conventional cookie cutter type drafts, like a CM plus Chen or a CM plus Enchantress, which both those junglers are in the pool. But RoX.KiS know that Empire will pick up something a bit more out of the box, like the silencer or doom, if they get the option to.
Well, now RoX.KiS looking at their fifth and final selection, most likely going to be another solo for them. And I guess the question is this going to be a Sudoi Batrider that he takes to the jungle or the offlane, or is it even something they throw towards the mid lane? So we'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be a Windrunner for them. So very kind of hard to kill team in general. RoX.KiS is very strong defensively, but I do feel like they're a lot of eggs in this Lifestealer basket, basically. They do not have much damage outside of that.
Yeah, it's all the lifestyle. I guess you do have the transportation coming from a Batrider with a Blink Dagger to get him into the fight, so you don't have to worry about Lifestealer getting kited as much. And you've got great lockdown with Rubik as well as Windrunner. So we'll see exactly what RoX.KiS can put together with this. It's your one-core Lifestealer. Windrunner's also a hero who can kind of act as a semi-carry if you get the space you need. But as a straight-up offlaner against a Crystal Maiden aggressive support, I think it's very difficult to get levels and farm.
Yeah, it is quite difficult. We could see the jungle shenanigans as well, though. That's something that we saw from time and time again during the International 3, and even leading up to it. And we may see RoX.KiS do a similar thing here. They don't really have the best lineup to go aggressive, and they definitely want to secure the Lifestealer's farm, since he's their only real damage output. So you can expect him to go safe lane, probably a defensive tri-lane from RoX.KiS, and the only question is if it's a Windrunner or a Batrider who goes mid. And if so, if it is a Windrunner who's not going mid, then maybe farming Ancients.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that Na'Vi love to do, and that RoX.KiS may be pulling out here with the offlane Windrunner, because CM alone can just zone out the Windrunner from lane. The other support can be spending time using the pull camps, getting some levels and farm. Empire go back for a puck here, though, so we're looking at a support troll?
No, support Elder Titan.
Well, Scandal's the one who plays it, so I was about to say support Elder Titan, because that was what Na'Vi were doing at Starlight, but then it's like, oh, wait a second, Scandal...
They may swap here, though.
Yeah.
I feel like Elder Titan is the better support.
Yeah, I think this is going to be swaps coming out, it looks like.
But, yeah, aside from that, we'll get Solo on the Batrider. Hasn't he been playing support for them? Yeah, he has been. At least the last time I cast him he was, but that was a little while ago.
Yes.
Are they maybe changing roles here, or is this just a swap shenanigans type of thing?
Last I saw, it was definitely Solo on support. Even at Starlighter, I think he was playing support because
he had some great plays despite all the 322 nonsense from the chat.
Nexus is typically the carry player for this team. BZZ the solo mid player, but BZZ back during the TI3 Western qualifiers was on that carry role. So just like a little role switch they did after Solo left the team. Dread also left the team, so. It looks like he may be back on the carry role.
Dread is still one of my favorite players. I don't speak Russian, but I've heard very good things about his stream.
Yeah,
so.
He seems like just such a friendly guy.
Like a fun and just entertaining fellow. Yeah. We say that, and maybe he's a huge jerk, and we just don't know it. But he does seem like a very nice guy. So, on that note, guys, this is game one. It's no longer the the best of two or two-game set format from the first group stage. It is now best of three. There will be a winner, so somebody's going to walk away with some rares if you bet on Dota 2 Lounge. I believe there were bets for this match, right?
Yeah, I think both. All our matches, so get your rares down.
Yeah, you're too late for this series, but get them in now for EE Sama returning to the former No Tidehunter. Oh, that's such a storyline. That's such a good storyline.
It is. I'm going to say, though, Alliance, well, they may have lost Starlighter, but that's against Na'Vi. They're going to be coming back and be like, it's time to get ourselves back into better shape than even before. Like, they look good at Starlighter, but they're going to be wanting to play even better moving forward.
Hopefully they didn't drink too much on their last night there.
That's true.
Then they may be a little exhausted from the travel, but
yeah.
we'll have to find out soon. So
I saw Toby tweeting. He was a bit exhausted after getting back and then having to cast again tonight. So
yeah, holding Bruno's hand just drains the life out of you. It's such an emotional experience.
Yeah.
There's just nothing left. He probably has not washed that hand since then, I imagine. Well, on that note, we can introduce our teams. We do have a quick pause here, but it is game one of a best of three. The winner moving on to play either Alliance or Speed Gaming. The loser not eliminated, but dropping down to face the loser of that match. Coming up shortly after this one, Empire. On the Dire side, we'll have Scandal handling the Elder Titan. Always want to fly on the Puck. Vankscore on the Crystal Maiden. Silent going to be playing that supposedly support troll. Still seems a little dubious to me, and gods help me out here. Who was our last hero?
Mag was playing the Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter, that's right. And on the Radiant side, we have RoX.KiS. RoX Kaspersky will have Solo handling the Batrider for now. Again, we may see some swap shenanigans just in a moment. Nexus on the Rubik. Yol going to be playing the Chen. Sedoy on the Windrunner. And BZZ is perfect, handling the Lifestealer. So, and both teams, at least, you know, looking like they're going for some either just unconventional roles or unconventional heroes for those roles.
I guess maybe we're looking at a puck, like a 4-position puck, which is... And puck not entirely, like, farm-dependent hero. He does want levels a bit, but... Okay, they're going to swap now. So Scandal takes the puck. Elder Titan goes to Always Wanna Fly. It is going to be that support Elder Titan.
Yeah,
no shenanigans here.
Yeah, which I think is quite strong, and we saw Vici Gaming actually was doing. They were doing it in the raid called D2L, which started today.
Okay,
worked out pretty well. So the thing is, as long as this hero's alive in a fight and he's getting off his spirit, he's getting natural order. It's affecting enemy heroes, which he can do safely just using the spirit. He's a very potent support in his own right, a shadow demon, effectively in some ways that works against the whole enemy team potentially. So, on that note, well. It's going to be Always Wanna Fly playing it. It's Silent actually taking the farming role as the Troll Warlord in the safe lane, and we're going to see a 5-man foray from RoX.KiS into the enemy jungle.
Oh, Empire. They look like they do sniff things out here. Quelling Blade on BZZ, going to just get some extra vision by chopping down a few trees. But Empire have seen all these heroes. They now scatter them out with an Astral Spirit, so they're going to force them away. And well, RoX.KiS, well, it looks like they'll just get back there, trialing towards the bottom lane. They don't really want to go offensive trialing with a Chen. More likely, they just look to get Chen, Rubik some early levels and farm, and then start smoke ganking around, help out the other lanes.
Yeah, no Quelling Blade on Sedoya, which I do find interesting, though. If you're going for the Ancients, you normally want to start with one, so...
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get much out of this lane. Crystal Maiden, Troll, and Elder Titan can easily zone a Windrunner out, and I feel this is a bit of a mistake, but we'll have to wait and see how the lanes develop. Empire now looking to control the rune. It will spawn on the bottom side of the map. A haste picked up by your Lifestealer, Mag. Well, he started with 2 Observers and 2 Sentries. He's already placed 1 at the ramp, 1 blocking the pole camp, and now they're going to look to block some Chen camps as well. Yol's here. Only has a smoke, though. Mag, Sentry Ward deployed. The thing is, when you buy that many wards and you block that many camps, you can't deward them all unless you start with 4
kill him?
sentries.
They drop a Sentry Ward, Mag. Oh, this is first blood for us. We've
They've
got Dust as well as Sentry.
Yol's here as well. They should easily be able to bring him down. First blood should be going to RoX.KiS, the team that actually... Nope, maybe not. They need one more hit. Mag's going to go invis, but he's slow. He goes invis, and he's slowed down by the dust. Mag, what are you doing? Oh, no.
You're drunk. It's not Russian Dota without a couple drunk plays, but that was just...
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Dust was changed so that it applies a debuff that slows you if you're invis. And he has the same base move speed as a Lifestealer. He would have lived. He just got himself killed.
Yeah. They fumbled the gank a bit, and he used his salve there as well, so Mag is in even more trouble now going into this off lane. Did force out the dust. Rubik took a long time to use the dust. I think they tried to get the kill just using the Sentry Orb, which almost they got punished for.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had to use the dust in case he decided to go invis, but he could have just walked away at that point, and unfortunately choosing to Shadow Walk, he'll still get decent experience. He didn't manage to block the pull. It was blocked for the first. It looks like 2 spawns, and now it should have a chance to spawn before the 2-minute mark, but still, he's blocked 2 camps so far. He also has succeeded in slowing down the, well, at least the supports a little bit, forcing them to buy a lot of sentries, forcing them to use dust, but for a first blood, totally worth it.
Well, as for our other offlane, Sedoy up top is not having much fun as a winner. He's trying to get an experience round. He's got himself just a couple of creeps of XP, but CM, very easy to zone out a winner, especially once you hit that level 2, which looks like Vanksko is going to get nice and fast here. And Winra not going for the Ancient, so the one thing Winra can maybe try to do is pull the big camp herself, but right now it's actually not spawning. It looked like it was just body blocked by the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, you can try and do that with Power Shot, but any good support is going to zone you off of that pull, especially when you've got this kind of a tri-lane. They'll start initially with a Crystal Nova, now the Troll Slow coming in. As soon as this Wind Run goes, there's going to be a Frostbite, and this will be another kill, not your first blood, but Empire quick to respond.
Yeah, they even saved the Frostbite there, so Crystal Maiden still with plenty of mana for when Windrunner comes back to the lane. That to me just is where Windrunner should be trying to kill Ancients level 1 or playing very, very safe. You just can't push up this lane against this tri-lane.
Yeah, I don't really know why you wouldn't start the Quelling Blade. It's just such a successful tactic, and Na'Vi would do it every game. Their opponents couldn't really do anything to stop it, and normally it would be fine to just give it away, but in this case, well, you see the consequences of trying to go as an off-lane Windrunner against a defensive tri-lane with lots of stuns and lots of nuke damage. So, aside from that, our mid lane looking pretty even so far. There's a 15-2 for Solo. Slight edge for him, but Scandal still doing well, 12-2, and well, it looks like a pretty even start so far. This is a fairly even matchup for both players. And safe lane farm being traded evenly between a lifestealer as well as a troll. So overall, guys, despite some of the miscues, there you go. Just caught the tail end of it, but Windrunner bites the dust again.
Another jump on. This is going to keep on happening. This is where Bounty Hunter can get a lot more out of his offlane. He's already up to level 3.5, has boots, going to be hitting level 4 soon, so Mag is doing just fine here. I mean, despite that bit of that big mishap and misplay when he gave up the first blood, it's really Empire who have a big laning advantage here. The one thing RoX.KiS can do to turn this around is going to come from the Chen Rubik when they go for early ganks and rotations, but ganking a puck is always difficult.
Yeah, this Chen is actually having a decent start so far. Y'all, despite being up against the Bounty Hunter who looked to ward off 3-4 camps, he's getting decent levels out of the jungle. His camps haven't really been blocked by Mag too successfully. We see him continuing to farm freely, now checking for that 4-minute rune. Looking to deny it from the high ground, but he won't find it there. It's actually top, and Solo picks up a haste. Now looking at Always Want to Fly. He's going to die for this, but he does not have his level 6. There will be backup in tow, doing a lot of damage. The Flame Break's there. Always Want to Fly starting to really take it hard from the Firefly. Not dead yet, though. Salving up, Solo running in, Solo running back out, and Solo thinks better of what could have turned out to be a pretty bad engagement. Now, though, Scandal on the hunt, and meanwhile in our bottom lane, the Bounty Hunter gets picked off at his own tower. Looks like the second set of dust was used, and the 3 heroes from RoX.KiS, they're the ones who end up getting the kill.
Yeah, so they'll get a kill on the Bounty Hunter as well as it looks like a Tier 1 tower. Really nice for them. Meanwhile, middle lane, it looks like Scandal trying to push on the high ground here and bring down Sidoi. Sidoi only just hitting level 2 now, is really far behind.
Yeah, so a little bit more pressure from RoX.KiS, but now Empire looking to match that with some of their own, and already silent level 5 in his own right. Phase Boots as well as the active Rune of Basilius up. They can push this tower pretty hard. The one thing they're lacking is the troll ult. The first tower of the game, 5 minutes in, will fall to RoX.KiS. BZZ is perfect, already up to 1,200 gold, slightly ahead in CS. The safe lane carry still even, the mid lane still even, and it's really just going to come down to this mid-game execution for both teams. I think the one issue, though, is, as we've been pointing out, Sidoi is really struggling.
Yeah, we're going to see, I think this T1 tower go down. Looks like they are going to go for some creep here. Force Sidoi back. The slow from Silent, not going to clip him, and a sal from the Windrunner. We'll see the T1 tower go down. They would have loved to get the kill on the Windrunner as well, but they'll settle just for a tower here at 5.5 minutes in. Just a little slower than what it took RoX.KiS.
Yeah, it would be a lot faster if they had let Silent get level 6 first, but they wanted to counter push wall. Empire was still pushing their own safe lane, and they'll get the last hit now for Silent. Let's see what build he goes for. We've been seeing a decent amount of like that Shadowblade BKB build. Some players prefer Vlad's first, so I'm curious to see what direction Silent takes his troll. It is a very versatile hero in terms of how you itemize him.
Well, as for RoX.KiS, they've also got Solo getting closer and closer to this Blink Dagger. He's up seeing on 1,400 gold. If he can get an 8-9 minute Blink Dagger, that's where we see RoX.KiS go for some early rotations, maybe even bring BZZ very early before he's even got an armlet to try and set up some kills. Kill off heroes like the Troll, like the Puck in middle lane with a Blink Lasso.
Level 5 up on Mag for Empire. It's just all about getting level 6 on Mag and finding some track kills.
Yeah.
They already took the tier 1 top, and we'll see a rotation now from Mag, journeying towards the middle lane, but nobody's here to gank, and it actually is going to be Sidoi now finally starting to get his levels up on this top lane. If you push that top tier 1 and you don't pull the lane back, he'll get something, but they're pulling it back now, so he won't get too much.
Yeah, Mag will drop a nice little ward, getting some vision on the high ground here, and just going through enemy jungle. He knows he can't, if he shows himself bottom lane or tries to lane, there's like an incredibly high chance he gets ganked with either sentries or dust, and well, he can't really achieve much. So he's just trying to get vision of what these supports are up to, and he's going to walk right into him. Smoke gank failed, and there's no sentries or dust.
No detection. The dust is on the lifestealer. Oh. That's very unfortunate. And, well, fortunate for Mag, very unfortunate for RoX.KiS.
Yeah. It's what it was like trying to do here, just scouting out what the supports are up to, and I guess not really expecting them to be smoked there, but just trying to I guess figure out what they're up to. And now we do see RoX.KiS, they've got some more dust, but it's still sitting at base, so they cannot deal with this Bounty Hunter just yet.
For RoX.KiS, it is now all about the Batrider, as you mentioned. Just boots and bottle and rushing straight for the Blink or a Scandal, completed Magic Wand, and also just has not been farming quite as well in the mid lane. Yeah. So Solo's going to have his Blink Dagger a good, 2 to 3 minutes before Scandal, and let's see if RoX.KiS can capitalize on that window, because once the Blink for Puck is out, then all of a sudden it becomes a lot more dangerous to go for those infest ganks, and easy kills can end up turning around into disastrous turns of events. So with that being said, Empire, well, content to farm for now. If this just continues in a very passive pace, I'd say I kind of like Empire's lineup better, but we'll have to see if that's what happens.
The Lifesteal's going straight for an armlet here with his treads, not worrying about a drum, so he's going to have that very soon. This will be like a 9-minute armlet, it looks like.
Yeah, he's a one-position lifestealer, and the phase drums build is much more of like a dual core kind of build, and also just when you want to get involved early and be your, just you go for kills rather than being the main carry on the team. This lineup, he's pretty much, it's up to him to do all the damage later on.
Alright, well, with that, once that armlet's up, I imagine maybe he'll team up with the Batrider, who does have a Blink Dagger in just a second here. So Blink Dagger's coming out for Solo on the mid lane. He's already level 8, so he's doing really nicely here. And like you said, Scandals is going to be a good 3-4 minutes behind him.
For the time being, they've decided to give Sadoy some farm in the mid lane, which I think is very advisable. And maybe they should have even done it sooner, but now Solo, he picks up the Blink. And once you see the Windrunner here and the Batrider missing, if you're Empire, you got to be prepared for those Batrider Blink ganks. They do see the Lifestealer in lane, but anybody else could be on him. Of course, the Observer Wards of RoX.KiS really doing a nice job of scouting out the movements, of Empire, of scouting out the movements of RoX.KiS.
Yeah, we'll have to see exactly where Solo goes. He's TPing top. It looks like he wants to kill the troll.
It's a lane ward. This is not going to work. No. They're fully prepared for this. I mean, just look at the vision.
It's not just it's mid lane as well. They've got a lane ward. So if Batrider TP'd mid, he got his Blink Dagger gets immediately spotted. So this blink timing, Empire knew it was coming. They had lane wards in both middle lane as well as top. The only thing Batrider could have maybe done is smoke from like the base and then TP to a lane, which is often what you see Batriders doing nowadays, just to ensure that first blink kill succeeds.
You know, we often talk about wanting to make sure your first Blink Dagger gank is successful. Oh, hold that thought. Mid lane, Sadoy caught out by a Dream Coil. Scandal jumping in, Hand of God comes through, but the wind run is about to end, and it's a very easy kill for Team Empire. 3 descend mid, and despite the Hand of God, unable to keep him alive. Centaurs just were not in range. But yeah, this is just great anticipation from Empire. We see a lot of teams like get surprised by that first Blink Dagger gank, but you really shouldn't. It's always going to be around 8 to 10 minutes unless the Batrider does something horribly wrong. So they were prepared with lane wards, and as a result, they end up getting the jump on Team RoX.KiS. Now Mag, rotating around mid, maybe looking for a kill.
Yeah, it's got that level 6, and he's going to swing all the way top, just trying to see if there's any heroes here behind the tower. Elder Titan also scouts out the Chen using his Astral Spirit. Empire just have great vision, using Bounty Hunter just sort of sneaking past creep waves, going behind towers, and then the Astral Spirit from the Elder Titan giving them great control when they're trying to push towers.
They want to make a go on Nexus. There is a Blink Dagger on the bat, as mentioned, but no TP, so if they dive Nexus, there's no Hand of God, there's no Blink Bat TP, and it looks like it could be very successful mid lane. Spirit scouting things out, just applying pressure. Now Mag walking directly over a Sentry. Well, now the jig is up. He'll retreat out, he'll rotate towards mid, and we're just going to see Always Want to Fly. Just continue to spam his Spirit mid. Very hard for RoX.KiS to actually move out.
Yeah,
Empire are in their comfort zone. I mean, they have a troll who's farming past the river, and they're also have a bounty hunter just on the prowl, looking for kills, and he's going to find y'all right now. This could be bad. Is he going to jump? There are 2 centaurs here. He'll need some help.
Yeah, it looks like he may just drop a track and run, I imagine. So, oh, Battle Trance getting used as well.
Troll wants to rotate there. He ran away immediately. Now gets stomped once. Stomped again. Silence stomped up as well. Really ineffective gank from Empire. They were not on the same page.
I don't think the decision was just, hey, let's track and get vision and then just back off. I don't think they actually had a chance of getting that kill with the 2 centaurs there. They didn't have the numbers, so it's still Empire who, to me, have an edge here. They waited out for Scandal to get his Blink Dagger, and now with a level 8 puck, Blink is up. He's even maxed out the Waning Rift. Definitely look towards Empire starting to get a bit more aggressive themselves here.
If we head towards the mid game or the late game, and we just look at the way these lineups match up overall, you have Empire where Bounty Hunter and Puck can be sort of your semi-carries or just secondary sources of damage in team fights. Can scale reasonably well with items. Even an Elder Titan does quite well. And also just a great lineup to kite a Lifestealer in general. Between track, between the potential for bashes, as well as Puck maybe farming a Hex if the game goes later. To me, if this does turn into a passive game, it really favors Empire, especially on the Dire side, having the better access to Roshan. Okay. So yeah, for the state of the game now, as well as potentially to come, I think it's in their side, but we do see a Batrider Firefly attempt, but there's just nothing doing here.
That's very ambitious when you're flying across the river. Any observer will scout you out, and that's exactly what Empire have ready for.
I think he even came right past the Ancient Ward as well, so that was just not happening.
Well, Man gonna go once again, just looking around. He's not, at this point in Bounty Hunter, there's no one you can really solo kill except maybe the Rubik, and even solo killing a Rubik is so hard just because Rubik will lift and then just run away and wait for support. So he's just looking for vision more than anything.
And he's just always there, behind the tower. He's not getting levels, but who needs him? Just giving vision right now. He can go and easily snipe Nexus. He doesn't throw the track, does not get the Shuriken toss off. Now he'll track and he starts to dive. Shuriken's there. Something stolen by Nexus. He throws the Shuriken back the other way. Zaps him as well. Mag is going to pay for his insolence, but the Earth Splitter comes in and snipes him out in the end. So make it a 1-for-1. The track kill, though, did go out on the Rubik.
Yeah, it did, but I think Bounty Hunter was hoping to get that a lot faster and a lot cleaner, but it is RoX.KiS who get themselves at least a much-needed kill. Now they're going to grab Scrandal in the middle lane. Looks like he's going to be brought down. BZZ showing up with an armlet, and Puck does not have a chance to jaunt out of that one. So the first successful Batrider game comes 30 minutes in, a bit later than Solo would have liked for.
Yeah, and no troll involved in this either. He's just farming the top lane. He's actually gone for a Yasha Vlad's. So, pretty good, like, early combat build for him if he wants to get involved. The one thing he is lacking is, I was going to say a BKB, but there are ways to deal with that, even if he gets one. Now mid lane, tower's starting to drop, Silent TP's in. With this Vlad's, they can go for Roche anytime they feel they have the position to do it. Do they feel confident, though? They know Lasso's on cooldown, but it's still trouble.
Silent
slow to start. And now Silent giving chase with the face boots and the Yasha. This guy moves fast as lightning. In comes Scandal. Coil only catching out Nexus. He's going to try to throw out a lingering zap. He does. The power shot comes in. Sadoy cleaning up one. Looking for Always Wanna Fly. He's going to get a double kill. And Empire have overextended horrendously. Now Mag on the run. Dusted, and he goes in Viz again while Dusted, slowed down, will be picked off by a power shot by Sadoy. Triple kill for the offlaner, 8-5 your score. Empire, they thrashed RoX.KiS at the Star Ladder LAN Finals. But here today, RoX.KiS looking like they're the ones who are executing much better.
Yeah, they've got a draft which I think they're really comfortable with. I think they've decided Solo may be more suited to the mid lane for them. And BZZ, look, your one position lifesteal, he gets the early farm, and he's coming to every fight since finishing his armlet. And that's been the real big difference here. Empire aren't really ready to fight a lifesteal with armlet. The troll is sort of one way, but he's not really farmed enough to be able to just man up against a lifestealer. Puck as well is just 700 HP, just melts if lifestealer can get off a couple right clicks.
Yeah, I do want to point out that we're talking about this one position lifestealer, and one of the big differences amongst others is not just the item build, but also the playstyle. BZZ is perfect, has not spent more than maybe 1 to 2 minutes infested in the Batrider this game. When they went for an infest gank, it didn't work. Great, he pops right out and goes back to farming. We don't see him running around for 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time. Like I think we saw that from Yao and LGD earlier in Ace League a couple of days ago, where you really do fall behind. But he's keeping up his farm for now. Still the lead
CSer. He's already got a Basher. Like 15-minute armlet Basher treads is just ridiculous farm for a lifestealer. He is well ahead of everyone else as far as total net worth goes.
And this is where normally Troll can man fight you, but now it gets tough with the Rage and Lifestealer Bomb. If you have an Infest available, he can easily come in and pick you off. He's actually using some bottle charges from Solo. Looks like he doesn't want to go Fountain, but he's just low enough that, well, he looks like he doesn't want to back. Meanwhile, Astral Spirit
wants to infest into Solo and go for a kill, it looks like.
Astral Spirit scouting everything out except for Solo, who smoked, but they've got to infest out of vision. They will do so. Now they'll march straight down the middle lane, flapping towards Always Wanna Fly. He's just used the Spirit. It's going to respawn. He's about to drop it, but he's going to pay for that. Hello, Elder Titan. Goodbye, Always Wanna Fly. RoX.KiS, well, they sent him right back to heaven.
Chen can send the Lifestealer back if they want him to heal up, get himself some more mana as well. There's also a decent chunk of farm maybe at bottom lane which they can push back. I feel RoX.KiS now have themselves enough of an edge that they don't have to continuously fight. They've got the, in some ways, better late game. Troll is not really a strong enough late game carry. I guess Elder Titan will cause some problems with the aura, but
no, it'll be okay.
They decide to back off. But RoX.KiS in a really good position here. They can just start taking outer towers one by one with this Chen draft of theirs.
Down top lane, they go right in onside. The wraparound comes from Nexus. He is quite tanky, though. The Shackle's there. Yol finds a kill a Mag in the middle lane. But now the Troll turns around and looks to go to work, slapping through Nexus, bringing him down pretty quickly, but Hand of God keeps him in fighting shape. The Troll ult gets juked. He can't get off the last auto attack. Now Sadoy juking through the fog, but Scandal comes in, drops the coil Silent on 12 HP. Ranged attack, turns it around, gets the kill. Now wants to run, and Silent is gonna live. What a play. That Puck counter initiation saved his ass.
Yeah, that was nice. And that was some really nice juking coming out from the Rubik there, who actually stole Astral Spirit, which is a pretty cool spell to steal, but it's still an Empire. One little kill going their way. They also keep the Troll alive, but they need to find themselves a bit more than that to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, not the smoothest game, I would say, sort of strategically for both teams. Both teams have been a bit halting in their movements. We've seen a lot of failed smoke ganks and just teams hanging around towers, but the individual plays in these small skirmishes have been a pleasure to watch, and hopefully we get more of it. Now Solo once again on the move, Fireflied up and looking to go. He's got his force stat. Anyone he catches forces in to get the kill, and he will find Always Wanna Fly, and BZZ is perfect, will finish the job. One more swipe of those claws. Basher complete, as you mentioned earlier. he's not too far off of an Abyssal Blade, guys. We could see like a 23-minute Abyssal Blade.
I love this fast gem pickup on solo as well. Just going to deward the entire map. Also good against the Bounty Hunter, of course. But more than anything, it's getting map control. These wards are constantly ruining his ganks. He immediately dewards that Observer, which saw that Firefly gank coming out. So solo is going to get his team complete map control, and this is going to be really hard for Empire to farm anywhere safely.
Empire just seemed a bit discombobulated this game, to be honest. They went for the Troll Elder Titan combo, which just makes your team such a strong death ball, but then we saw a Bounty Hunter pick, a Puck pick, more ganking-centric, especially with the Bounty Hunter. Well, now bottom lane, they go right in on Silent. The track comes out on solo. He gets bashed once. He's in all sorts of trouble. BZZ is perfect, rages, and easily blows him to bits. And now Sadoy coming in, looking for the Crystal Maiden bank score. Nowhere for him to run. Should be going down to the Windrunner. Scandal. Meanwhile, counter initiation. He jumps in the Earth Splitter. Nicely dodged by BZZ is perfect. He's tanking 3 heroes and winning this fight too. The dust is going to wear off. Still track, but retreats out. Gets mech'd up. Medical assistance is on the way. It also comes in the form of an urn. Toggling his armlet on and off again. The spear comes through though. We'll cancel the urn charge. And they actually...
That was really bad. That was bad for RoX.KiS though. While they were chasing the Crystal Maiden in the side shot, Batrider's like, okay, you guys get the Crystal Maiden. I'm going to get this Bounty Hunter. He kept chasing for the Bounty Hunter, was on the run. He died and lost his gem. That was... like,
that's no good.
They trade like 2 for 1 there, but they losing a gem at this point on when you've just bought it is really costly.
Yeah, he just bought it.
Yeah.
And the enemy team is a Bounty Hunter, which means it's a really useful item to have.
That was unfortunate. That was just a bit of, I mean, not even miscommunication. It was just good. He got really greedy. Like, he saw the Bounty Hunter and thought, I can kill him, but the Elder Titan and Puck were both there behind the Bounty Hunter in fog and just punish him for it.
Yeah, and Sadoy was going to finish off the Crystal Maiden. So if he was up at that fight, it probably goes a bit better, but ultimately they just had different objectives. The team was not on the same page, and they paid the price. Meanwhile, we haven't really seen Empire do what they've wanted to this game. Sure, they got the gem, but that was more just a donation. I haven't ever felt like they're controlling the tempo, like they're ever really in the driver's seat. And that extends to this early Vlad's pickup. You get an early Vlad's on Troll, you really want to push or go for Roche. Ideally the Roche, but they've never really had any kind of comfort zone to be able to do it. And in fact, RoX.KiS is so comfortable, despite giving up the gem, that Chen and Windrun are just dewarding by themselves with quite a few heroes off the map. So you can see they're still quite far ahead.
Oh yeah, and they're looking to get even further. Solo going for another smoke gank here. The Lifestealer once again infested, and looks like they are heading towards this enemy jungle in the top lane. Always want to fly.
Always want to fly in all sorts of trouble. He tries to get off a stomp. It will not happen. Gets bashed for his trouble right at the end there. Actually, I don't even think there was a bash, but didn't need it anyway. Sadoy, not farming mid aggressively. There's a coil available. Do they look to go? Really can't with the Chen backing him up.
Silence thinking about it. It looks like Sadoy's going to be just perfectly fine.
This is too far to chase.
Yeah.
They still have a tier 1. You cannot dive that.
Silence on his own. He hasn't got the backup he needs. Puck actually now nearby, maybe in blink range, could go for an initiation.
That's how Empire got themselves into trouble with the last engagement, was diving into enemy territory, up hills, without really proper vision or positioning.
And Mag scouted them out. He's behind. He can drop a track here, but multiple TPs coming in.
Silent, he does get netted temporarily, but now retreats out. But Solo's on the chase. He 4-staffs out after grabbing him with the lasso. Now BZZ is perfect, isolates, and slaughters that troll. And it just seems like Empire has no way to protect the Troll Warlord when there's a Batrider initiation. Unlike RoX.KiS, you have the Hand of God, the mech, all sorts of ways to get their Lifestealer out of trouble. Also just a harder hero to kill in general.
Yeah. And they get a kill on the Troll. They're going to get themselves, it looks like, the first tier 2 tower for RoX.KiS here. And they've just got a lot of farm and just overall net worth on all their core heroes. The Lifestealer, when he's in rage form, there's just no answer to him. Like, the Puck tries to counter-initiate when they jump the Troll, but a raged Lifestealer does not have to worry about a Puck. So it seems there's just no counter for this Lifestealer right now.
I mean, in theory, their lineup deals with him pretty well. You have Natural Order, you have Track, and then you have the Troll Ultimate. So you can kind of focus them down just with right clicks. But the problem is that Empire are just too far behind to be able to do that. And this Lifestealer, with a Chen backing him up, it's not really just a Lifestealer. You've got to go through his HP pool like 1.5 times. And then you factor in armlet toggling, the potential to infest out of the fights. And even if they are focusing him, he's hard to kill. And the thing is, they never get to focus him. Aside from maybe 1 or 2 fights, he's the one who gets the jump on them. Because RoX.KiS have the Batrider, Empire, sure they've got this Puck, but Scandal just, they don't have that easy instant pick-off potential. And it's a big difference between Troll and Lifestealer. Troll does not have infest. He can't just show up and instantly kill somebody.
And that's something RoX.KiS have like multiple heroes who can be setups. They've got a shackle shot from a Windrunner, a telekinesis from Rubik. Telekinesis is just one of like the best stuns in the game. And then you've got the Batrider lasso. For Empire, it's It's just the Puck. Puck with a blink dream call. And Puck isn't the one you really want to be going in first in the fight because of how squishy he is. He's more of that counter initiator. But if you've already had someone getting grabbed like a Troll Warlord, you're quite likely already losing the fight because you can't save that hero.
Yeah, and they need him alive in these fights because I was talking a lot about RoX.KiS having a one-core lineup, but you look at Empire and I think they have more ways to kind of buff their carry. You've got Natural Order, and also Troll just makes his team stronger in general. But sure, Bounty Hunter Puck can get strong, but they need some items to do it. You need to sight the Vice out on the Puck. Nowhere nearby. This is a really long dive from Scandal. He's going to dive the base. Blows up, always want to fly. Once again, Solo.
He doesn't even have
322,
vision.
nothing.
He has no vision. He's just like, okay, I'm going right behind this tower. Blinks in, 4 staffs
Yeah,
forward.
he used it to initiate, which is normally a recipe for disaster in most games.
He knows with BZZ inside of him, he's just like, we can do anything. We've got it all. And it looks like he's right in thinking so, because T2 tower goes down after getting an easy kill.
You know, I'm sure a lot of people bet on Empire figuring one team is solo, the other doesn't. My rares are secure. Your rares were not secure for this game, folks. Fortunately, it's a best of 3, but now they rotate directly towards top. They actually spotted out Silent. He just got his BKB. And the thing is, does this really change much, Gods? Because they still have the Bat Rider, and on top of that, a
Bat
Dark Troll
Lifestealer.
Summoner.
Like, Lifestealer alone has bashes, has more
He's
than
got
enough
Abyssal
damage.
now. Oh God.
Even with, like without something like this, he just tears through the Troll. Troll, I guess one of his benefits when fighting other carries is the Whirling Axe's mischance, which
But
is like...
you have Rage,
Yeah.
so it doesn't work through that.
It's something like 80%, yeah,
60, I
60%. Either way, it's something very high, which as a carry here, it's like, okay, that sucks. But as a lifesteal, it's like, well, no problem, I just rage, and I'm fine.
I have Rage. Pretty much addresses all of your problems as Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Which, is it a parable for Dota players? Should we all just rage whenever we're having problems, Gods?
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, general Dota play doesn't work like that. It's too bad.
RoX.KiS have now got themselves a 16-7 kill lead. They're up by almost 10k gold all of a sudden, and well, there aren't too many outer towers left except in those side lanes. They're near the Roshan pit if RoX.KiS want to try going for it themselves, but I think more than it, oh, they're going to actually smoke here, so there's another lifesteal infest, and Solo, he's on the move again.
They don't have a gem. They actually did drop a sentry, though, but they jump in. He uses the blink to jump in. Not using the force staff to jump in. He forces out, gets tracked, but the cavalry has arrived. In comes Silent. He BKBs. He goes to work on the Chen, but can he actually focus anyone? Scandal was isolated. Now they get off the lasso. Onto Silent. The Abyssal Blade and auto attacks come out from BZZ. One more hit. They bring that troll down. Now they always want to fly. No, they want that Crystal Maiden. Main score, he dropped almost a full duration ultimate, but what does it matter? Crystal Maiden ain't got nothing on the lifesteal. Always want to fly. Does stomp and look to run, but now, well, the sleep ends and he finishes the job. It's a triple kill for BZZ. 9-0-7. He's participated in 16 out of 19 kills, yet to die this game, and looking completely unstoppable. And Gods, I don't know if it's the role reversal, if it's just a good night's rest or what, but RoX.KiS playing like a team possessed.
Yeah, well, I can say Solo has bet res on himself this game with the way he's playing. He's had some great initiations. That one there, not one of them, because he got vision and he got forced to retreat, but it was one of those things where, and often a Bat Rider there would be like, okay, I want to force stuff in and go for this anyways, but he knew that he needed to run, he was out of position, and then he doesn't die, he still ends up getting the lifesteal into the fight in a good way, and they kill off the Troll before Troll can do any damage at all.
Yeah, it was a little over eager, but he didn't go completely off the edge. You know, he's like restrained himself, wait for a better opportunity. He knows if they come in at him, well, he forced staff towards his team, so he'll be absolutely fine. And now there's an Aegis up on BZZ is perfect. I do want to point out Solo. He's gone for the Bone 7 build. This should be fun. Mask of Madness, Boots of Travel, 4-staff Blink Dagger, Race Car, Bat Rider in the house.
Alright.
No drum aura, but he really doesn't need it.
It's on. Another lifesteal infest. He's going up towards the top lane. You may get scattered up by this Astral, but
it doesn't even matter. He can get there anyway. He blinks in. He doesn't even care if there's a hero there. Just wants to burn the trees. Solo just wants to watch.
They
the
scout him out.
burn.
Power Shot, I think, saw this Crystal Maiden.
It's a little dangerous now, though. Firefly about to end.
Solo does no danger.
Is he going for it? He force staffs in. He's going to jump right on Always Want to Fly. Out pops BZZ. Surprise! Now Solo trying to find somebody. He lassos up Meg. Scandal gets lifted up. Great chain stun.
Blinked
Great
out.
focus, but he blinks out. Now BZZ is perfect. Trying to finish the entire enemy team. Open wounds, Vayne score. There is a Ghost Scepter here. Buying him space, but not doing too much beyond that. The Troll comes in. The BKB completely expended, and now he's in all sorts of trouble. BZZ armlet toggling in the middle of the enemy team. Another triple. This guy needs to play some some poker, because today is his lucky day.
Oh yeah, Empire get team wiped there. The puck buying back, but unable to re-engage. And it looks like this game 1 is all RoX.KiS. It is a best of 3 though, so even should Empire fall, well, we talked about how they 2-0 stomped RoX.KiS at Starlighter. They'll be looking to do a similar thing here in the next 2 games, should they lose this.
Yeah, they had, that time around they had a Doom, a Silencer. They were the ones picking some unconventional heroes, perhaps catching RoX.KiS off guards. And it looks like, well, with these somewhat new roles and just more comfort from RoX.KiS, they're really running away with this one. But I'm with you guys, and I do want to go back to the draft where you mentioned that Empire has been one of the most impressive teams after Na'Vi and Alliance. And I agree with you, and I also want to say, you know, the team that we thought was going to be impressive was actually Virtus Pro. A lot of people looked at that roster,
Yes.
a lot of hype around that team. You had some big names like Light of Heaven and you know, G, Godblack with their original roster. The Empire to me is the team that people thought Virtus Pro was going to be.
They haven't actually played since they added our side, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they are going to be better with.
They're going to be playing in that the new Na'Vi VP League, so I guess that's when they... Are they playing in the D2L? Do you know? I guess that's not for a few weeks, but...
I think Virtus Pro is, and then Empire and Kaipi are not, which caused some consternation, especially since...
I caused consternation with me. Empire,
they won the first season, right?
They won a D2L and got 2nd and 3rd place in like the 2 after, and then didn't get invited to the 4th season or the 5th. I don't know.
It's like, what do you got to do to get re-invited?
I don't know.
Got to win the thing every year, I guess.
Yeah. It's not enough for Team Empire, unfortunately. I love those guys. They're one of my favorite teams. Meanwhile, top lane, Silent gets shackled up.
Where's the follow-up? There you go. Test of Faith, about half his health down.
Trying to force a BKB out.
Meanwhile, though, the Batrider bomb looks like they found Mag. Advanced scoring all sorts of trouble. He gets flame breaked up. He will fall, and it's going to be 3 dead. They're just getting picked clean in their own.
They're falling apart. Troll went for a TP home when he was next to a Centaur. He could have BKB TPs, but he's like, I'm just going to TP, and then Centaur just straight up stuns him. This is... I don't know. I'm
falling apart too. I just said in their own fountain, but in their own jungle, I meant to say. But BZZ is perfect. Has a friggin' Crystallis. Like,
yeah.
You never see this item on a Lifestealer because normally, well, you just don't farm this much. But
it's like you say, Empire like maybe tired or just a bit worn out after Starlighter because like misplays by Mag in the offlane where he uses Shadow Walk after getting dusted, plays like that from the Troll, getting picked off a lot here. And I think Empire like strategically are playing fine. Like they had all the early wards for the Batrider when he got his Blink Dagger up.
Yeah.
Everything about the strategy is fine. It's just
execution.
They seem just a bit tired, or just not so much tired, just sloppy. Like, a bit of like misplays from individuals rather than like the team strategy not working out.
Yeah, and I even liked their draft quite a bit. Like, sure, you've given up a Batrider Lifestealer, but I honestly felt they had a good lineup to deal with it because you've Troll and Albert Titan, but.
Not to take anything away from RoX.KiS, those guys have played a more or less flawless perfect game so far.
Yeah, I mean, if they were playing poorly, this would probably still be close, but they've played really well, and that's why they're dominating Empire now, leading by nearly 15,000 gold, 25,000 experience 30 minutes in. And that offlane Windrunner that was once really struggling, you remember we go back to like 5 minutes of this game, we were comparing Sadoy and Mag, and Mag was sitting, I don't know, at level 5 when Sadoy was level 2. Sadoy died 3 times in the first 5 minutes. Well, look at them now. This Windrunner has really caught up and become a high-impact hero.
Lifestealer is just straight up manning up. He almost kills off the Troll there. He's 1v5 essentially.
Nothing to infest or he would have gotten that.
Yeah.
Now Solo comes in. He's like, well, I want to be useful here. Firefly. Mask of Madness leaping forward. Goes for always want to fly, but gets coiled. Now 4-staffing out. Your Lifestealer does get silenced. There's a 3-hero Flame Break. He's still got Aegis. I think it's about to expire. It should be dropping fairly soon. He is going to let it pop. Roshan to respawn in 4 and then minutes. He's just barely got it off, and now BZZ is perfect. 4-staffed out, trying to run. He gets tracked though, but he's got a fresh rage in just a few seconds, and then this fight will turn around. They've lassoed Silent. They've isolated him from his team. The stomp comes through, but it ends in a hurry. Now Silent low, but BZZ is perfect. The natural order, too much damage. It's all of a sudden, always want to fly, turning this fight around. He's found 2. He's found 3. Gods, I said no 322, but I may have spoken a bit too soon, because all of a sudden Empire with some track kills here could be coming a bit back into this game.
The chase is on. I think 2 of those on the Lifesteal as well as Windrunner, both track kills. Now it looks like there'll be a track kill on the Chen. Rubik's nearby as well. He's going to Blink Dagger, should be okay, but Yol is going to take a fall. And this is going to be track kills, possibly a tier 1 middle tower as well, as Puck Scandal gets the last hit.
They just fed 4 kills, and I think 2 or 3 of those were track kills.
Oh dear.
And this is what happens when you give away track kills. That right there. That's not a good thing.
A small little dip for the time being. I imagine it may go down even further, especially if Empire can get this T1 tower, which with at this stage in the game, 30+ minutes in, these respawn timers not too friendly for RoX.KiS.
That was also the first death of the game for your life stealer.
Yeah.
32 minutes and he was 15-1-9.
That's a lot of gold.
It was probably like 971 gold.
Split between the troll as well as the Crystal Maiden.
Not really ideal. All of a sudden, nice.
I'm like, troll, great. Now I was like, oh, Crystal Maiden, taking half of that gold.
Well, the Ghost Scepter's been very nice for
2k gold on CM now. Thanks, goes.
Get a scythe,
Oh,
you know?
man.
Get that scythe device. I mean, honestly, just having a 4-staff for this team would be great, because they don't have one right now, and you really want something like that to...
Against troll.
Yeah, and against Lifestealer.
Against Life, sorry, they've got the troll. Yeah, against Lifestealer, and you can force stuff out people who are getting bash locked and just cause all kinds of problems. But it's still RoX.KiS clearly ahead here, although it is a nice little dip down and a bit of a sign of life coming out from Team Empire here.
Yeah, we still haven't seen BZZ as perfect with his Daedalus. I have not cast many Lifestealer games where they get a Daedalus. Like, the next item is normally an Assault Cuirass.
Yeah.
You know, even go back for a Desolator at MKB, a Heart. But
yeah, Desolator used to be. It used to be before people started doing the movement speed with your Sound and Yasha drums. People would go like Phase or Treads, Armlet, and then Desolator.
Like your strength carry items, basically, minus armor. And, well, we'll see. For now, Troll Warlord just trying to get his basic items up still. Silent has not picked up one real damage item this game. I mean, he's got a bunch of items that help his damage, but there's no Daedalus, there's no MKB, Butterfly, nothing like that, and as a result, he's just in no position to be able to man fight it. I honestly feel like the savior of this team is going to be Always Want to Fly and Natural Order, because that really chewed through the Lifestealer in the previous engagement.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and we'll have to see if Empire can get some good engagement, but once again, it's solo.
Really solo, he's going deep for this one. And it looks like it's even going to pay off. Something stolen by Nexus. He now steals the Spirit. The Ghost Scepter's there for the time being, but the Abyssal Blade stun comes through anyway, and now he gets cleaned up. And that was an 800 damage crit.
Yikes. Yeah. That's a sign of what's
Plus
coming
feast damage, which was not included there.
It looks like we may be just seeing RoX.KiS go for the high ground push. They don't need Aegis. They don't need to wait. They just want to go. They know that Elder Titan actually a very important hero at this stage of the game, despite being that 4-position support. His aura is what won Empire that last fight in a lot of ways.
Yeah, just throwing out the Spirit. He could even be a Fountain for all I care. Just having the Spirit there is a big deal. And now the Natural Order is that... does it... I don't think he gets Natural Order, right? Because he doesn't have that ability. But, well, still the Spirit giving vision here. Solo. He'll kill the tower. The Glyph was actually wasted as the tower falls. Not ideal at all for Empire. Glyph now on cooldown. Still Elder Titan on the sidelines.
Troll counter pushing top, get a T2 tower. Looks like the TP coming a bit late here. Rubik's
TPs get cancelled. The $25,000 coil comes out from Empire. There's no throne dropping here though, but a little mini
Troll's
S4
TP'd in
there.
as well. It looks like Empire want to fight this. The chase is on. They've got track onto 2 heroes here.
I don't think that's enough to go in here though. There's still an Infest Bomb. There's still Chen Hand of God. There's still a Daedalus Abyssal Blade Lifestealer at full HP. Roche is about to respawn, though. This would be a big fight. Solo flying high, but he does not have a gem. No gem on Solo right now. It's on Nexus. Again, just not really ideal. I feel like at this point, you sell your bottle, you put the gem on the Batrider.
A lot of big items picked up for the Radiant team. 4-staff on Rubik. Batrider gets his BKB, and Windrunner now with a completed Hex side of the Vice. So RoX.KiS, if they weren't scary before, suddenly they get a whole lot stronger, and they're going to have an Aegis that looks like any second now, as well as Roshan respawns.
Here comes a smoke gang from Team Empire. They try to jump in, but the Batrider quickly blinking south will retreat back and now rotates towards the Roshan pit. Team Empire, they only revealed Silent, but when Troll comes charging at a Batrider at this stage of the game, you know he's got backup. So as a result, we'll see both teams begin that elaborate dance for the Roshan and the Aegis.
Yeah, and for Empire, it's not much of a dance right now. They're doing, well, if it is a dance, it's the chicken dance, while RoX.KiS are doing the salsa. It's just RoX.KiS are just looking a lot more impressive.
They're smooth while doing it as well.
Yeah.
And fighting around this Roshan pit is just going to be very difficult for Team Empire in general. You're against Batrider with a BKB and a Mask of Madness 4-step Blink Dagger. They can't actually do anything when he comes at them. He can jump into 5, lasso somebody, and just run. And all they can do is maybe Janata slow him or just pray that the Troll isn't the one lassoed and gets off a bat. Else, there is no way to stop Solo from initiating. That is terrifying.
Back into the Roshan pit they go, and I don't know if Empire... I mean, they kind of want to try and stop this,
I don't think
but
they can.
It's just a matter of.
But
Like,
I don't think they can afford not to. It's just rocking a hard place.
yeah, I think they have a slightly better chance of just defending from the high ground of their own base and giving up the Aegis, which
I
it
would
looks
agree.
like they're going to do. But even that is just going to be a losing recipe. They're almost guaranteed to lose the bottom Raxus with this next one.
You know, it's like what? It's like a 5% chance defending from your own base and like a 0.1% chance if you try to fight at the pit. So both
Either
are really
way.
shitty odds, but you'll take the 5 over the 0.1.
So they'll grab themselves an Aegis. Lifesteal picking it up once again. So immediately infest in solo at this point. He doesn't need to spend any time really farming. He's got all the items in the world he needs.
Yeah, farming more at this point would almost be counterproductive because ultimately, sure, all these supports are insanely farm, but none of these heroes scale nearly as well with items as some of these other Empire heroes. Heroes like an Elder Titan, a Bounty Hunter. So I would say at this point, RoX.KiS do want to just try and end the game. You have your Aegis, you've got your Infest Bomb, your Batrider initiation cannot be stopped, and they'll jump right in. They'll catch out Always Want to Fly, and he gets cleaned up in like 3 hits. Well, that's the end of Elder Titan. And they just have no answer for the Batrider.
Yeah, it's the end of these bottom Raxes. I think Empire will make their last stand with the middle Raxes or wherever RoX.KiS go next, but they cannot afford. If they lose the second set, it's definitely game over.
Now they're going to jump in, force that forward on the Lifesteal. Now he's going to raid. He gets off the Abyssal. Silent drops and maybe 5 hits. The crits come through. Now onto Mag. Onwards and upwards for Team RoX.KiS. Mag to fall. And that's pretty much all she wrote.
The Crystal Maiden. Vangscore is trying to fight the Batrider. Meanwhile, the Puck is having it out. Actually going to get back to his own base, but Crystal Maiden is not so lucky.
Zap. Yeah.
Gets brought down. See him buy. This is a rich Crystal Maiden. I got to give it to Vangscore. He's got a Sage, Ghost Scepter, and even has the money to buy back there at the end.
Well, stealing a kill
On the godlike streak of Lifesteal.
that'll do it for you.
All the track as well. I mean, track's one of those things where it led to Empire getting a decent amount of farm on all 5 of their heroes, but what they really needed was a Puck Hex, and they also needed Troll to have a couple big items. A Butterfly, MKB, whatever it may have been. They needed just more, I guess, centralized farm on those 2 heroes rather than, hey, this even spread, like Bounty Hunter's got Drums, got Vlad, got a BKB maybe, CM's got a Sanj, like all these luxury items that they got don't really matter.
Yeah, they're just not items that change the game. You needed like much bigger items, like a Troll with a Butterfly, Elder Titan with, I don't know, a Scythe of Vice or an Assault Cuirass, something that can really turn the game around. But, well, gods, in the end, Team RoX.KiS, despite getting swamped by Team Empire at Starladder, they come right back today. And it seems one team may have been out partying too much, and one team was sleeping and preparing for their WePlay match.
I like that Solo's back. I remember when I first sort of RoX.KiS first broke into the scene, I think it was casting with Lumion, had one of the most fun games to cast where they used this Beastmaster with boots to travel, TPing onto the Hawk and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were doing it with a Lifesteal infested in the Beastmaster. And I just love casting these guys. So RoX.KiS are definitely a team, I think they're quite fun to watch. They do run a similar draft game to game. Like they love picking the Lifesteal. If they don't get it, they'll go for the BZZ Gyrocopter. But it works. The Chen as well.
I like both these teams. I mean, I think they're both a lot of fun to watch. We've seen Empire go for Silencer in the past few days. Doom. They both pick aggressive lineups, and it leads to a lot of blood.
That's game 1. It is a best of 3 here in the WePlay Dota 2. For those of you who don't know, it's a GSL-style Phase 2 group stage. So this group having RoX.KiS Empire. The winner of this goes on to verse the winner of Speed Gaming and Alliance. That's our second best of 3 for today.
Yeah, that one's coming up shortly after the conclusion of this series. But this series is not done yet. Only game 1 is. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for game 2. Currently, Team RoX.KiS up 1-0.